Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday, November the 24th, 2025. Almost Turkey Day, Bock, and Black Friday.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
the shoppers.
I'm a little more excited about Black Friday than Turkey Day myself, but
yeah, I think I need to go get me another big TV. Our comes to hey, Bock, we got the people from over the bridge coming.
That's right.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Bock, we got a lot to talk about. We got state football going on right now, so we're gonna have our hour 45 minutes, whichever one comes first. So before you get back to Jay and Nick, but in the meantime, it's gonna be Bock The Blackshirt.
Yeah, we get a chance to talk about the Nebraska-Penn State debacle. Moving on to Iowa pretty quickly, and of course the whole lot of different things going on. I mean, Chip Kelly fired. Is he going to be in the action for some of these college football playoff jobs? The ACC this week with Georgia Tech's loss. Mighty interesting to see who's going to be picked in the college football playoff there. So lots to break down, and unfortunately, lots to break down. The Nebraska loss to Penn State.
Yeah, Bock, I don't know what to say about this game, Bock. Just watching it, I was not really shocked because I knew from probably week one that we wasn't physical enough, we wasn't big enough. And I'm going to go through some of the things I think we're lacking, Bock, that we really need to take a look at. The first part, Bock, is the physical part. When we talk about being a physical, I know Sierra Wright got on TV and said they wasn't prepared. They wasn't, this is twice in 1 year, Bock, when we talk about twice in 4 weeks. When we talk about getting dominated. First it was Minnesota, and now it's a 4-6 Penn State team, which looked great to me Saturday night. They still are a pretty good team when we talk about that part, but it shouldn't have went down like that because I thought Nebraska was better.
Yeah, it was disappointing. Obviously, you went into the game all week kind of questioning why Vegas thought this was an 8.5, 9.5 point spread. And, it turns out they could have jacked that up to 26.5 or whatever it might be, right there. I ended up losing by 27 points. Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing. And to your point, I think that the biggest part here, and you have to kind of balance a few different things. Obviously, Nebraska 7-4, a chance to get to 8 wins would be the first time since 2016 that they could do that. So it's not like the sky is falling, but it definitely was a rude awakening of where this team was, maybe where we thought they were. You can put the Minnesota game on the side and say, you know what? I guess it happened. I mean, I don't think many people do this, but you can put it aside and say that was a blip on the radar. They weren't prepared for that game. But this game really kind of reemphasizes that that's not the case. That Nebraska certainly has problems up front. They certainly have problems along the front lines in the physicality battle. We said it all week last week. I mean, everybody said it. The key to this game was going to be which team was more physical, who was going to win the ground game. Penn State did it, and they did it by a large margin on both sides of the ball. That's the other thing. It'd be nice if you could come out and say, well, the defense really just didn't play well. The offense held up there into the bargain, but that defense really needs to pick up. Or the opposite. The offense really couldn't get anything going, but at least the defense contained them and held them. Neither happened. So it's just one of those games, like the Minnesota game, where it's just there's no other way to paint it but an embarrassment. lot of frustration. Obviously, it was on NBC. And so, the nation was kind of watching. At least they probably started off watching. I'm sure they turned the channel after a while. And we'll see with the ratings. I'd be interested when the ratings come out. But unfortunately, again, just an embarrassing loss on the national stage to an interim coach. And you're right, Penn State has talent. You can see that. Nebraska and Penn State seemingly had the talent edge there. But another interim coach, another loss with a coach here that didn't start the year with the team. I mean, the same thing happened with Michigan, different circumstance, right? But 2 of your 4 losses are now to teams that didn't have their coach as planned to begin the season.
Yeah, Bock, I'm concerned about talent level on this team when we talk about this Nebraska Cornhusker team. When a player can go on air and say that they was out physical, they didn't play up to their expectations, it concerns me with the preparation, the scouting report, the little stuff that you see. We still do the little stuff that messes up. Containment. Just look. A lot of times we was flat-footed. We wasn't really motivated, and you lost to a team that you're probably. I don't know, Bach. When I say this part, is that I don't think this was a great year 3, especially with the loss to the teams you lost to. Okay, I can give you granted for Michigan. You had the USC game. You really had the Michigan game. They was more physical than you. USC just probably tricked you more than anything. Minnesota out physical you. Now you let a 4-6 Penn State team that's just manpowered you.
Yeah, manhandle.
We'll talk about it more about when we come back. Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7. The Ticket. It is state game week. It is state championship week. Lots more games to come up. 2 more games today, 3 tomorrow. And yes, we'll be right back.
Who are you?
The ghost of Christmas future.
Where are your pals, present and past?
At some holiday party, but that's not important. I'm here to show you what Christmas would be like without Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets. See for yourself.
Oh my, well that's not cool. I better run out and get some before it's too late.
Wise choice. They're fast, fun, and easy.
Thanks, future ghost dude. You must love your job, scaring the dickens out of people.
Yeah, it's a living.
Merry Money Holiday Scratch Tickets. Top prize odds vary by game.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
Nutrition Authority invites you to enjoy internet-crushing prices at the Black Friday Blitz. We already offer better than internet pricing, but from Monday, November 24th through Saturday, November 29th, we're slashing them even deeper. The Black Friday Blitz and Nutrition Authority. For location info, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If you are a business owner, I want you to think about the amount of time you've spent worrying about safety and security. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies design custom solutions for security, communication, and so much more. From automated security to secure video conferencing, their team sits down with you to get to know you and what your business needs. Manage your operations and get notified when there is suspicious activity. Save time and cut back on stress. Diode Tech always keeps you in the know. Contact them today at 402-793-5124.
It's No Shave November at Limitless Male. Let the beard grow and lose weight. If extra weight is holding you back from activities, the men's health experts at Limitless Male can help. It's no fun being left out because your weight is holding you back. GLP-1s from Limitless Male will help you drop the weight fast, and you won't be hungry. When you feel good and look good, you'll wonder why you waited so long for a free consult at Limitless Male.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Brown's Shoe Fit has a Black Friday deal so good it's available for 3 days. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit from November 28th through November 30th for 20% off everything store-wide. Brown's has all your favorite brands, plus Lincoln's largest selection of Uggs, which make the perfect Christmas gift. And speaking of stocking stuffers, buy 3 Smart Wool socks, get 1 free during the extended Black Friday sale from November 28th through November 30th at Brown's Shoe Fit, 66th and Q in Lincoln. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt. We are on the show today, kind of early, Bock.
It is a little weird.
Bock, I got this coaching thing right here. Nebraska coaches' first 3-year comparison. We're going to go all the way back. From 98 to 2000, Frank Solich. 94 first year, 12-1 his second year, 10-2 his third year, 31-7, 3-year.
Pretty darn good.
Bill Callahan, 5-6, 8-4, 9-5, 22-15. Not bad. Bo, 28-10, 9-4, 10-4, 10-4, 29-12. Mike Riley, 6-7, 9-4, 4-8, 19-19.
Oof.
Scotty Frost, 4-8, 5-7, 3-5, 12-20.
Bigger wolf.
Matt Rule, 5-7, 7-6, projected to go 7-6 this year. That'll be 19-19.
Of course, that would equal Mike Riley's there.
Yeah. Mike Riley's not a good coach to me. He was the wrong hire.
Absolutely. I mean, that's hard to argue now.
We should have went a whole nother direction when we talked about that Mike Riley thing. Do you think that Terry Smith will get a serious consideration for the Penn State job?
I don't think so.
I think it's like a Mickey Joseph.
Right. I think,
situation.
if he would have absolutely ran wild and been able to get Penn State to win right away, maybe. Now, he does have them starting to win, but again, they have a pretty talented roster. So you kind of look back at it was the Northwestern, or excuse me, the Iowa loss, I guess, is on him, the Indiana and Ohio State. And those aren't, bad losses. It's just when you make a movement like that, they're kind of two schools of thoughts, I guess. There is one, if you would make a movement like that, you would do it to still keep a guy that was in the coaching room all along, right? I mean, Terry Smith, who's been on staff, that seems non-logical, nonsensical. But, on the other end, you could say, maybe I like the staff we have. Everything seemed to be working. It just wasn't the results that we wanted. And so the guy at the top maybe could be switched, and maybe a new voice and leader at the top with the same staff, which is close but not quite there, could get it done. And I think, again, maybe that would have been a possibility. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit for almost knocking off Indiana. if they did beat Indiana or Ohio State, I think you might have a little bit more of a conversation. But Penn State, I don't think you can fire a top 15 coach in the country, top 20 coach in the country, and hire somebody that's trying out, right? First time head coach. So I don't believe he's got a serious consideration, but it is, I hate to say it because it was through all the frustration emotions that we had as Nebraska fans, but it was cool. I mean, you saw him last week. His heart pours out for that university. So, it was a cool moment for him. They interviewed Michael Robinson, a former alumni, at halftime. There was, the players were saying they want to give him a chance. And so, I mean, I think that he'll get an interview. I don't think that he'll get the job.
Yeah. When we talk about this game, Bob, here's some of the things that concern me about this Nebraska football team. Nebraska has never yapped back and forth with other teams. I've seen that a lot. Not going to say too many names. I'm worried about the hurt players out there playing that need to probably, let me see how I'm going to say this. Vincent Shavers, great player. I would let him rest the rest of the year if he's that hurt. Vincent has a cast over his whole arm, Bach, his whole hand. What can you, Bach? You when you play linebacker, you have to grab. You have to pull and throw him off you. You got to get up under the shoulder pad. Vincent can't do that. He has a heart of gold because he wants to be out there. And then I have to ask myself about I was watching film with DP and this team just got punished. They got punished at the line of scrimmage. We have over 30 coaches on this team. When you look on the sideline, you don't see the interaction. You don't see the GAs helping the guys out. You don't see the team meet up in a position group. Little things like that need to be handled. You have to make adjustments on the fly. Watching the ball on the 6-yard line, Bob, I wouldn't call it goal line because they wasn't in goal line, but when you got all three of your linebackers lined up on the goal line, you're in the goal line. You're not going to stop anybody because you already lined it up on the goal line. On the goal line, you should have been 2-3 more yards up.
There's less field to cover. It's not like you can get burnt deep.
It has to be the coaching to me, Bob. When I talk about this, because it's toughness comes from practicing. Being physical comes from practicing. It kind of concerns me with the receiver bunch. I feel like they couldn't get open. Short routes, they're great. How much upgrade did we have in the receiver group when I asked this question, Bach? Because we need a deep threat. We need somebody that can tear the roof off. We need a Trey Palmer. Not saying that I don't think any one of those guys are that. We need a guy with some top speed that can really stretch a defense to really give Latif a chance to throw it deep. Didn't see too many deep balls Saturday, Bob.
No, not at all.
Not at all. We'll talk about it when we come back. 93.7, the Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt. Be right back.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
The savings start early this Friday at Baumgar's one-day-only early bird sale. Stop in between 6 a.m. and noon to get your early bird card and enjoy 20% off regular priced items all day long. Plus, find special one-day early bird deals throughout the store. Some exclusions apply. See a store associate for details. Don't miss it. The Baumgar's one-day-only early bird sale, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday, November 28th.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Looking forecast for today, a chance of showers with patchy fog. Otherwise, cloudy skies and light winds. The high around 56. Tonight, we'll see decreasing cloud cover with light winds. The low around 42. And tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be windy with an afternoon high around 50. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockovic. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Barrett.
Excavating.
All right. But now I knew what Coach McBride meant when he told me this on my probably 5th day of practicing. He said, you could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not physical enough, you're no good to me. I think some of the guys on this team are kind of physical. I think that when you look how much we got pushed around, Bach, just on the defensive side, it makes me wonder who's doing the evaluation of these players, who's the recruiting person, who's actually putting in work to get us the best guys that we can get. I still don't believe we are Big Ten ready. Ever since we joined the Big Ten, Bach, I never thought we've been Big Ten ready.
Results have shown.
Go ahead, Bach.
Yeah, I mean, and to that point, I mean, this is what I'm a little bit not flustered by or frustrated by, but I think it's going to continue to be a problem for Nebraska. Is kind of a lack of physicality as the program, as a program standard, right? I think this year is kind of a dichotomy of what the Matt Rule era has been, in that we don't really know what it is. It's kind of whatever portal monster we can put together, right? Whatever recruiting thing you can put together, and then whatever works best with that team. And there is something to be said about playing to your team's strengths, but there's something also to be said about having program identity, program standards. When Iowa comes to town this week, they're not going to flip on a switch and say, hey, we want to be physical today, and then be able to do it. No, that's 20 years of being, 26 years, to be honest, of being in the Kirk Ferentz system. Those teams have been physical all along. Nebraska, in the Matt Rule era, has jumped back and forth just like this year. The first year, physical, hard-nosed team. Second year, we got Dylan Raiola, let's try to throw the ball around. This year, kind of similar type of thing. And then, we don't have the offensive line to throw deep, so we're just going to throw underneath. And then halfway through the season, well, now we don't have a quarterback, or, a couple games before that even. Well, now Emmett Johnson's like, now we're going to be a physical team. Now we're going to run, we'll be a run-heavy team. You can't just flip a switch, based on your personnel. I mean, you can, and maybe it'll get you wins over a Northwestern or a beat-up UCLA team. But it's not going to work against the teams that practice physically year in and year out, not week in and week out, or whenever, when you want to. That's That's why you got destroyed by Minnesota. Minnesota's not a good football team. They're 6-5. They lost another game here this past week. And again, your definition of good, whatever it might be, they're but that's a physical program. Iowa's going to be the same way. Penn State certainly the same way. And you're going to run into those teams. Michigan certainly that way. You're going to run into those teams more often than not in the Big Ten footprint because you better be that type of team in the Midwest. It's going to be it's going to be tough to do it otherwise. And so I don't know what the identity of Nebraska's offense is this year. It's been moving. It's kind of been changing depending on maybe somewhat of opponent, somewhat what, who's healthy, all that. But that means you don't have something you fall back on. You're just kind of, we're trying to be good at everything, but we're not great at anything. And when you go up against somebody that's great at some things and takes away your good, and you don't have anything else to turn to, then you're stuck. So, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because, again, I think in year one under Matt Rule, it was kind of, hey, we're going to run a fullback. They led the Big Ten in rushing, mostly behind a quarterback, but still. And then year two, you bring in Dylan Raiola, and so you have to kind of change what you want to do there. Year three, Dana Holgerson's going to better fit Dylan Raiola. And so that certainly leans you more into, a different style of offense. And I'm not talking strictly run versus pass type of thing here, but there's just not a dedication to the physicality. And that was like back in the Osborne days and back in, when they did run the option or even before that. But, specifically then, those defenses didn't have a choice. When you're going up against practice against, that type of offense, you're going to have to be physical or you're going to get run over. And so they often said that, the toughest, and you can say this as well, you were on those teams, the toughest days of the week were Wednesdays. We're practice against the other, the Nebraska offense and the Nebraska defense on the flip side, not on Saturdays. And you just don't have that week in and week out. You don't have, this is not a team built on physicality. And then the other thing is you could see it coming. This season, those were the question marks. It's nice when you can sometimes, a couple of years ago, Matt Rule's first year, the question was the defensive line. There wasn't a whole lot of experience returning. But then Ty Robinson, those guys, they played really well. It turned out to be the strength of the team.
Here's the thing, Bob. You knew you needed guys that size.
Right.
You knew, but you didn't take the opportunity. You didn't go get them. You got guys that come from Mississippi State, Tennessee Tech, or State, whatever it was. We relied too much on the guys that was coming back. Nothing against those guys. Cam Linhart, do you get pick up Nwili? Here's my thing right here, Bob, when I talk about this team, especially the offense. You can't beat too many teams. You're not going to beat the Iowa team with just T.J. Lateef and Emmett Johnson. Somebody else has to step up. Luke Lindemeyer. What happened? What happened to Luke? What happened to Luke?
Hasn't got it yet.
When I say that, Bach, he starts the season off with 5. Go to week 4. He has 7 catches. Go to week 3. Minnesota, 4 catches. The games that we kind of don't use him is the games we lose. UCLA had 2 catches, 23 yards. This game, he had only 1 pass thrown at him, Bob. Tight end has to be in your playbook, especially with a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, so he hasn't caught a ball either the last 2 weeks. Even before that, to your point, 2 catches for 23 yards against USC, 1 catch for 15 yards against Northwestern.
He hasn't caught a ball since November 1st, Bob.
Yeah.
That was the USC game.
And he's a weapon. He's already proved it throughout this year. If you want a guy that's going to catch the ball, especially with these short passes that they're so that their offense is kind of built around, right? He would be a guy that can fight for some extra yardage. But they haven't been able to find a way. Now, I think part of that, too, is keeping more tight ends in for pass protection at times. But still, a tight end especially is supposed to be a young quarterback's best friend because he can do just that. Catch a ball that's in the air for 3 or 4 yards and turn it into 6 or 7 yards by rumbling down. You got to go, especially you're going to play Iowa. This is Big Ten football this week. You got to involve the tight end. And again, it's not just saying it. We've seen him be a weapon already this year. It's several games.
But when we got down to the first series, we got down to the goal line. Why would you put Harburg in? Why? Well, I mean, you have a mobile quarterback that's in the game that will run it just to hand the ball off.
Yeah, I mean the Harburg situation, the kind of gadget plays they've tried to run with them over the years, especially this package, the short yardage package that they've done this year, just hasn't.
That's not a Wildcat.
They haven't
I don't
realized
know
that
what
it's
that
success.
is.
But to your point too, the difference when you bring in Harburg in for Raiola, it at least makes some sense. Okay, here's a running threat. When you bring him in for TJ Lateef, it doesn't change anything except for you have a guy that mostly practices at tight end playing quarterback. And again, they had an offense with him a couple of years ago. He's got a couple Big Ten wins under his belt. So if you really wanted to line him up at quarterback, put him back to quarterback. You haven't used him a whole lot at tight end other than block. I mean, I don't want to take away exactly. He's had a pretty good blocking year, but I mean, he hasn't turned out to be the threat that I think people were hoping in preseason. I mean, he's got 8 catches for 52 yards. He hasn't been much involved like Lindenmeyer either. And that's for the year, 8 catches for 52 yards. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that experiment lived up to the expectations that it should. They've said he's going to play his best tight end after he leaves Nebraska. Well, that doesn't do much good for us now. And to your point though, that package just has not worked. And it makes it really interesting, especially that first, the decision to go for it, right? On 4th down. I don't mind it because I think you make them drive 98 yards. Now they did, right? But you've got to at least have a little bit of confidence in your defense to get the stop there at the beginning of the year. So I don't mind necessarily going for it. Obviously, hindsight tells you just take the 3 and at least you get on the board. But what I do mind is their 4th and short package, that Harburg situation, it just hasn't had any results this year. Maybe once, twice, but they've ran it out. Oh, it happens like every game. It's just there's nothing out of it.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. Let's go over some stats right here, Bob. Emmett Johnson, 19 carries, 104 yards, 103. After that 52-yarder, non-existent, I could say probably 52-yarder was a good one.
Yeah.
After that, we probably got 50 more yards out of him. TJ Lateef, 10 carries, 31 yards. Makai Nelson, 3 carries, 13 yards. That one run he had, he could have broke it. That was a good run by him. I can't take it away. TJ Lateef passing, 21 of 37, 187 yards. 3 sacks. Too many short routes, I think, but we don't have and that comes from not having that Trey Palmer type of receiver when we talk about it. Emmett Johnson leads the team in receiving. 8 receptions, 48 yards. Dane Key, Ja'Cory Bonnie, 5 for 55. Dane Key, 4 for 48. Nazir Hunter, 1 for 19. I think we need to find some ways to get these guys the ball. I mean, if you can bubble screens, stuff like that, we should be running with these guys. I think the offensive line played okay. I mean, not really. They didn't really give up too much. TJ Lateef running quarterback, he's gonna get caught sometimes. So that comes with the territory of being a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to say, especially with the offensive line there, because you're right. I mean and I don't like doing the math where you take away the biggest run because that's a big part of it, right? I mean, is to be able to break them. But in this game specifically, it wasn't like you wore them down to get to that big run. You had one out of the gate, 52-yard run from Emmett Johnson. Nebraska, getting the stat from Sean Callahan, Nebraska had 74 rush yards in the first quarter, 57 the rest of the game.
Yeah.
They had 131 yards total, but if you take, which is fine, 4.1 yards per carry. If you take out the 52-yarder, then it's 2.5 yards per carry. So outside of the 50-yard game, which again, I don't like doing that math necessarily, but it's just one run. The rest of your runs was about 2.5 yards per carry. So again, it just wasn't pretty. I mean, they were able to, Matt Rule was able to say too on the post game that, I mean, they had over 300 yards, not like they were completely not moving the ball whatsoever. but it wasn't much. It wasn't effective. They weren't taking shots downfield, and
you didn't move the ball good to the they backups got in, Bob.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really have much success.
You only scored
throughout
3 points through 3 quarters.
Yeah,
I mean, what more can you do? You know, you have to do more than that.
Well, and again, to that stat, I think the stat that was going around before the game, again, to help elevate Emmett Johnson's Heisman campaign, is that he leads the nation in percentage of offense, from one single player. And that happened again this week with that 52-yard run with the run, just what he did in totality. He didn't have a bad game. 103 yards rushing, 48 yards receiving. That's not bad. But it's just he needs some help, and they need some more weapons out there, because Penn State said, okay, he can get some. Obviously, didn't like the big breakaway run, but they were kind of focused on limiting him from then forward. And then what else is Nebraska going to attack you with? And we've seen it at times. Again, Barney 5 catches for 55 yards. That's not a bad day. So I mean, there are some other weapons that can occasionally get in there. But again, this also isn't Penn State has a decent defense, right? And a lot of talent that we can kind of keep going back to. This isn't a great Penn State team. Certainly not. It's not a great Penn State defense statistically. They've been doing a little bit better over the last several weeks. But I mean, one way or the other, I mean, you can get 300 yards all you want. If you get 10 points or you get 3 points like you did against Minnesota, you're not going to win those games.
Yeah, correct, Bob. Matt Rule says that Emmett Johnson will not be honored for Senior Day on Friday and will make any future career decisions after the season. Malcolm Hausart will also not be honored after the red shirt and is expected to be back next season. Bob, what did we learn in this game about Nebraska? What did we learn from this game?
Unfortunately, nothing good necessarily, right? I think, and it's tough, right? Because we do have to move forward, like Matt Rule says. Iowa's coming. The team has to focus, but for the fan base, unfortunately, it was kind of a little bit of a shock to the system. And it's 2 weeks where you get 2 weeks this year where you've been completely manhandled physically on the front lines. So what you learned is that Minnesota game was not an exception. In fact, it's what you can expect when you play physical football teams. Hopefully we don't get a third lesson from that with Iowa, but clearly you're going to need help on the offense, on the front lines there in the portal. We knew that already, but it's more emphasized now. And I think what you also learned is that it's going, unfortunately, Iowa's Iowa, right? So it's hard to categorize. I mean, they needed some kind of a miracle. I don't want to say a miracle, but quite a bit of a comeback there at the end to beat a bad Michigan State team this past week. So it could be close. That's kind of how Iowa draws it up, right? For, occasionally they can come out and out physical you like they did against Minnesota and win 41-3, but more often than not, they're going to try to win 21-17. So whether you're close against Iowa or not, it's kind of its own thing. Outside of that, you kind of look at it from a step back, and all of a sudden that schedule that we've been talking about all year that's coming up next year, it's starting to become more daunting, right? Because you wanted to believe at some point during the season, Nebraska would get past that and say, hey, here's these several different reasons and guys, factors as to why next year's the perfect year to take the step and play tougher competition. Instead, we made it through the season, and you're still looking at most teams that are bowl eligible or kind of on that line winning teams, and Nebraska hasn't beaten under Matt Rule, and that's likely not changing here going into year 3, right? Now they could, going into year 4, they could beat Iowa. You could get a good bowl game and get an upset there. So I mean, again, there's a chance to kind of rewrite this narrative that I'm writing now, but more likely than not, that opportunity of what I just laid out is unlikely, because Nebraska, it's nice to say here on a Monday and get fired up by Thursday and believe in the team, and we will, like we do it every week, right?
You had 2 weeks to get fired up for Penn State, and you couldn't get fired up. Here's why I'm concerned, Bob. Here's the reason why I'm concerned. Matt Rule said, you're way better than you played. He said the Huskers missed assignments or executions on their first 8 defensive plays. When you go back to the sideline, Bock, after they score, you should have a defensive huddle. You should have all 3 defensive line, linebacker, secondary coaches speaking to their guys. Did you think they did that, Bock? I don't think so, because this ain't the type of coaches that we see. I haven't seen it been doing all year. Sorry, Bock, but not sorry. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock in the Black Shirt. We'll be right back.
Feeling under the weather? Got a minor injury that can't wait? Skip the ER visit and high cost. Choose CHI Health Clinic Priority Care for everything from sniffles and sinus infections to stitches and sprains. Priority Care handles it all at primary care rates, much less than a typical urgent care visit. Priority Care is open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Find relief without breaking the bank. Learn more at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Hello?
Honey, I'm stuck in the snow.
Did you take Highway 30 again?
No, I'm at the end of the driveway.
Oh, I'll get the shovel.
Let's try to win a new SUV in the Nebraska Lottery's Yuletide Ride promotion. We just enter non-winning Merry Money holiday scratch tickets online until January 20th. You know what? After you dig me out, I'm driving straight to a Nebraska Lottery retailer.
Why don't you use my truck?
Merry Money top prize odds vary by game.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's.
During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt here. We are on from 1 to 3, but today we're going to be cut short because of high school football. But we're not going to dwell too much on this game. We're going to talk about the rivalry weekend that's coming up. Starting Friday with Ole Miss at Mississippi State, Georgia at Georgia Tech, Texas at Texas A&M, Indiana at Purdue, Arizona at Arizona State. Bock, are you excited? Is this one of the better weekends for you in college football when we talk about the rivalry weekends that's coming up?
Absolutely. It's probably my favorite weekend of the college football calendar, maybe outside of opening week. You know, you wait several months for that, and it's just great to see the new season kick off. But other than that, I mean, rivalry weekend is just incredible because it's the opposite of that, right? I mean, everybody gets the opportunity to kind of put the closing argument on their season. And for some teams, that's about making a playoffs. For other, it's a bowl game. For other teams that even, have had tough seasons, it can be just about finishing in the right way, finishing with a victory. But it really is a lot of fun. And then obviously the intrigue that includes that is most of these teams hate each other. I mean, so you really want to do all that positive things I was just saying. You want to make sure none of that happens for your rivals. So, I mean, it's exciting. And especially now with, college football playoff implications, there are several rivalry games this week that will have a lot of those on the line. And so, that can be a lot of fun here as we get into it too. And certainly for college football championship weekend as well. A lot of implications on the line as well for that. So, look at a game, Arizona State's always one of my favorite rivalry games. It's better when both teams are good. They're both 8-3. That will be fun. Texas A&M, Texas, of course, had a long layoff. Tickets for that are going for $400 to get in price. Texas can really at least put a sour taste in Texas A&M's mouth going into the offseason. I think Texas A&M's probably safe there. Georgia Tech's particularly interesting that you brought up, just because of the ACC. It looks like right now in ACC play, Virginia and SMU will likely head to the championship. Now, Pittsburgh played spoiler this past week by beating Georgia Tech. They can do that again against Miami. I think they might have a chance to get in that ACC championship game too. But the intrigue there is whether it's SMU, Pittsburgh, or Virginia. None of those teams that I mentioned are Miami. None of those teams likely, even with the victory in the ACC championship game, will be ranked ahead of Miami yet. That obviously you get the automatic bid if you win the ACC championship, and Miami might be left out in the cold, being one of the last teams from the automatic bids already aside from the at-large bids that doesn't get in. So that's going to be interesting to see kind of how that plays out. But to answer your question, I mean, this week is kind of heaven for me. I mean, I absolutely love it. Not only do you get all these rivalries and the fun, I mean, you get the NFL football games on Thursday. You get to dive into, kind of the leftovers and Black Friday and the tradition that is there for Nebraska. At one time, an athletic director here didn't understand that the tradition of Black Friday was going to move some of the games off of that. And it's like, man, there was a pretty frustrated fan base with even the thought of that. So they fixed that pretty quickly, and it's a tradition that I can remember that goes back to when when I was born, right? I mean, so it's like everything, it's a part of the holiday weekend for me is Huskers playing their rival, and of course that being Iowa, and that will be exciting this week. But it's not just that game. There's so many rivalry games. Last year we saw it, and we'll see if it gets there. I mean, are we going to be planting flags and everybody brawling again this year? We'll see. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Corey and Lincoln says Arizona State is one of your favorite rivalries. You're a sick individual. It's a real rivalry out there. They were among the fighting group last year, so we'll see how many fights we break out this week. And of course, the funny part is, you ever say, the announcers are always, oh, you hate to see this. You never want to see this.
Yeah.
And then you're just zooming back and forth, different pictures of it. And then, of course, it's all we talk about the weekend. So it's all a part of the fun. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. And I do expect a flag or two to be planted again this week.
But here's some of the games that's going to determine the playoffs. This is a win or go home. Notre Dame and Stanford. 9-2 Notre Dame, 4-7 Stanford.
Stanford coming off that victory over Cal. Maybe they've got something to them.
Okay, who's the next one? Let me see. Auburn, Alabama. Auburn can play spoiler.
Yeah. Because Alabama even needs that win just to get into the conference championship game.
Virginia Tech, Virginia. Virginia Tech needs that upset to knock Virginia off of it.
Yeah.
Which other one? LSU, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's sitting at 8 right now, 9-2, 5-2. LSU 7-4, 3-4 in the SEC.
Yeah, if Oklahoma wins, they're in. I mean, that's a playing game for them.
Oregon, Washington. Got to watch that one. That's going to be a good one.
It could be. We'll see. Washington obviously struggled in some of the bigger games they played this year. So I'm interested to see. I mean, they got blown out by Ohio State and Michigan. So I'm interested to see if they can make a game of this Oregon one. And obviously big for Oregon. We all just assume Oregon's going to be in.
The biggest one this weekend, I think, Michigan, Ohio State. Can Michigan knock them off to make it to the playoffs? That's going to be a good one, Bob.
Yeah, I mean it's called the game for a reason. It's definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most, and it doesn't. It's not necessarily again one on paper that Michigan should be able to compete all that well in. The freshman quarterback obviously they don't have much of a passing game. Didn't need much of a passing game last year to knock off Ohio State. I think they were 20.5-point underdogs last season, 9.5-point underdogs this time. And I really just want to see Julian Sayin in a high pressure situation. We haven't seen much of that for Ohio State. There's an argument out there that I saw that he should not be in the Heisman race because he hasn't had to really play under pressure. I mean, obviously he's more often than not, and maybe every time this year outside of the Texas game, which we've seen Texas, maybe not quite the team we thought they were to begin the year. He hasn't had to throw one ball trailing in the fourth quarter this year. And he's got all that talent around him. So I just hope that Michigan can at least make a game of this. Obviously, they've done all the trash talk they can. Was it up to 5 straight now for Michigan, something like that, over Ohio State in a series that Ohio State was dominating for the longest time? Obviously, Ohio State's still going to be in if they lose. But to your point, the bigger part of that is Michigan. It will not. So they seem to have a little bit more to play for in that one.
Yeah.
By the way, too, if Michigan does win, keep in mind they're 7-1 in conference play. So if they did win, they would have the tiebreaker over Ohio State to get in the conference championship game as well.
Yeah. But then Vandy, Tennessee. That's also going to be a great one.
Yeah, it is. Remember, Diego Pavia said at the beginning of the year they're going to take over Tennessee. They're right there. I mean, they're ranked ahead of Tennessee right now. I think Tennessee favored by a few points in that game. But it's people kind of mock Pavia when he says these things, and then they've turned out to be true so far. So he's one heck of a player. That's one heck of a team, and that will be a fun game. Maybe not. Tennessee doesn't have any chance to make the playoff necessarily, so not necessarily on that side. But again, they can play spoiler to their little brother in Vanderbilt, who does have an outside chance. I mean, if they could finish 10-2. Might be hard to keep the Commodores out of the playoffs.
How big is it for Matt Rule to finally beat Iowa in his third year? Mickey Joseph did it. He was an intern coach.
Yeah.
Matt Rule needs this victory this Friday against Iowa.
He does. And quickly, I could play this from his press clipping here. There's a question here today about is there a difference, or what is the difference between 8-4 and 7-5 big picture? Because I don't necessarily know if it means the Iowa part of it that means a lot to us fans. But to me, the bigger thing is the difference between 8-4 and 7-5. Now, I do want to say, especially highlighting that Iowa part, it's not just the fans. That is the one team you play every year, the only team that you play every year. So it's very important to at least get a win in the win column there too. But here's Matt Rule on the difference between 8-4 and 7-5.
The game we play, for me, and it's why I love these seniors so much. And we came here with the intention of building a program that would, be built to last and not build on short-term results. That doesn't mean we don't want results. We desperately want results. But they've done a lot of things. I think a lot of these guys were here when I got here. They were here at a fragile time with a fragile program, and they've been a part of building infrastructure. They've stood in the gap. They haven't panicked. They stayed here with us, and they played a lot of good football. We're not where we want to be. We want to be national champions, right? So this is not a national championship season for us, but what a lot of people do nowadays is they just try to create super teams. They just try to go somewhere else, right? Like there was a day when we all went and played for our local high school, right? We played for the team we loved. And I think of the Javen Wrights and those guys, like they've stood here and committed to being here. And then when I think of the guys who've transferred in, they've embraced our way of doing things. So yes, it would be a great, great, great step for us to win this game. But my focus is just purely on this game. And I can just tell you this, my focus has been on, every game each week. But for this week, we play Iowa every year. And so I have not yet, as the head coach here, produced a win. And so I'm focused on that.
Well, there you go. I mean, kind of a good coach answer about the seniors and all that and long-term building, but did kind of get to it at the end. It is he understands the importance of beating, again, the only team that you're going to face every year.
Yeah, the national championship part we could have left out. We gotta go to break. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
It's No Shave November at Limitless Male. Let the beard grow and lose weight. If extra weight is holding you back from activities, the men's health experts at Limitless Male can help. It's no fun being left out because your weight is holding you back. GLP-1s from Limitless Male will help you drop the weight fast, and you won't be hungry. When you feel good and look good, you'll wonder why you waited so long for a free consult at Limitless Male.
Soreja's Place Convenience Store and Biju's Best Restaurant in Lincoln salute our emergency first responders, law enforcement, firefighters, and paramedics for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. These men and women put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. First responders deserve our admiration, so thank them for everything they do for us. This from Soreja's Place Convenience Store and Biju's Best Restaurant in Lincoln, serving the best Indian soup and rice every day inside the convenience store.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Every home is different. Every family is different. So when it's time for a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options in warranty, features, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today. The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Hey guys, it's Nick. It is time that we crown 6 state championship winners, and we put a bow on this season of high school football here on 93.7 The Ticket. Join me and Jay Foreman from Memorial Stadium on November 24th and 25th for a total of 6 state championship matchups heard right here on The Ticket. We kick things off at 10:15 on Monday with Class D1 action, followed by the Class D2 title that features St. Mary's and Why Not, all wrapping up on Monday with a nightcap of #1 Waverly and #2 Gretna East. Then on Tuesday morning at 10:15, we start in Class C1 with #1 Wahoo versus #3 Sydney, followed by Class C2 title game action at 2:45 p.m., all wrapping up with the Class A championship match between #4 Millard South and #3 Papio South. All 6 state championship games heard right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com on Monday and Tuesday, November 24th and 25th.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Power.
Infrastructure.
Power.
Underground.
Correct.
Excavating.
All right, Bock, it's that time of the day, Bock. Let's go pick'ems from last week.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do.
Well, it was not a very good week for yours truly. It hasn't been a good year. Reminder, I did win the championship last year, so I got my championship belt at home. Posted on my above my mantle there, above the fireplace there. No, I don't. We don't actually have that. But in any case, I did not do well. 4-6 on the week. I would be completely embarrassed if somebody else didn't follow me with 4-6. Unfortunately for this week, that was the text line, also going 4-6. So they were one game behind Terrell entering the week. That is no longer the case. Terrell with a 7-3 finish this week. Good picks this week, Terrell. Only to be outdone by Kenny Wilhite, who went 8-2 this week on his picks. So fantastic start to the season for Kenny. Of course, he got in about midseason, so he can only win on the win percentage level.
He can't win, period. we don't do percentages. We're not making up any Rashawn rules there. Bock, you're 6 games behind me. 7.
Yeah, it's not looking good at this point.
Yeah, especially at the end of the year like this, Bock.
Yeah.
You should. I think the more you should have been closer to me, stayed closer. But
I've been picking with my heart the last couple of weeks. USC, Minnesota, bad picks this week. Bad picks.
Yeah, I've had them earlier in the year.
You didn't start off the best. So as far as the individual picks that you got right this week, you missed on Missouri. They did not end up beating Oklahoma. But you did get Northwestern over Minnesota correctly, which was came down to a final field goal, I believe, if I remember that game correctly. SMU destroyed Louisville, so you got that right. Iowa State destroyed Kansas. Picked that one. You were smart to pick Oregon over USC. I probably should have done that. If I had to put money on it, I probably would have put Oregon, but again, my heart got in the way. We all picked Georgia Tech, but Pitt ruined that again. Now the Ramblin' Wreck don't look so aggressive heading into that game against Georgia. Maybe they can make up for it, but ultimately, again, the ACC just doesn't look like they have anybody necessarily to stand at the top. You did pick Tennessee over Florida, and
Rocky Top Mountain.
That was definitely the right pick. Tennessee laid it on the Gators. None of us picked Stanford to beat Cal, but Stanford did do just that. We all did pick BYU to beat Cincinnati. By the way, that Cincinnati win that Nebraska fans in Nebraska, at least, it was a point for a while to say, hey, that team could win the Big 12. That team was one of the better teams. Well, they've lost 3 in a row now, and they have a 7-4 record like Nebraska. So it's not as great of a win as it once looked. And then you did pick Penn State to beat Nebraska. Kenny, remember, picked Nebraska originally and then decided to switch to Penn State, which ultimately gave him his 8-2 record and your 7-3 record. But one way or the other, yeah, you missed a few, but I would love to trade places with you this week, Jarrell.
Yeah, and here's the point right here. Eric says Kenny got your number. No, he doesn't. Kenny, this is Kenny probably first time just winning outright just on a week. I won several weeks. I'll take a game behind him. Eric, I'm 88-47. If you know how many 88 is, that's close to 100 victories.
Yeah, let me do some quick math to see.
Kenny's at 48. He started late, but hey, we don't do half winners. Either you're gonna be in it from the beginning, but hey,
so
I like it.
You're picking at a 65% clip for the season. That's pretty good. Still got to add up Kenny's to see where he's at. Because he's 48-26 this year.
Yeah.
So let's see. He's at 64.8. So you're edging him out still.
Yeah.
In
I
the
don't know what
well.
Eric is talking about. He is just so talkative. He just wants to bet against me for everything.
Well, Kenny is our weekly winner this week. At least
I don't care about weekly.
Season,
I don't care about weekly winners, Bob. There's no
I
such
wouldn't
thing
either
as
if I
weekly
didn't win.
winners. You don't get anything at the end of the week. You get it at the end of the year.
Well, thank God we've got all these playoff games. They've expanded the playoffs so big. I've got plenty of chances still in the bowl games and the playoffs, maybe to catch a break. But I got to stop picking with my heart. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm picking against the teams I like now.
Hey, Bob, you got to go with your football instincts, not your heart.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to will some wins into existence for the Big Ten, and it didn't happen. Which, by the way, is part of the sadness of this was that both Illinois and Minnesota lost this week. So, you kind of go back to the old Big Ten West. What's funny, and of course, if they did the Big Ten West, if you expanded it with Oregon and USC and all these teams, obviously, they would be in the Big Ten West. But if you just look at the old Big Ten West teams, Iowa and Nebraska would be playing for the Big Ten West crown this week and a chance to play in the Big Ten championship based on their 5-3 and 4-4 conference records. Northwestern is 4-4 in conference play. Minnesota, Illinois also 4-4 in conference play. Wisconsin 2-6, but they've looked better as of late. Of course, Michigan State and Purdue 0-8.
Have you ever do you see this?
Is Eric picking on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's chanting for Kenny.
Yeah, it's okay. But we're going to have to pick the games Wednesday.
Yeah, we will.
We'll have to pick the games Wednesday because we're off Thursday. Then Friday, we'll be here early for, I think, after early break, we'll go right into the A1 Automotive tailgate session. So we'll have to think about that part. All right, Bock, let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to get ready for the last segment. Nick and Jay are going to come back on at 2:30 for the next round of the state championship here at Memorial Stadium. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Feeling under the weather? Got a minor injury that can't wait? Skip the ER visit and high cost. Choose CHI Health Clinic Priority Care for everything from sniffles and sinus infections to stitches and sprains. Priority Care handles it all at primary care rates, much less than a typical urgent care visit. Priority Care is open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Find relief without breaking the bank. Learn more at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you familiar with everything the Lincoln Children's Museum offers? Camps, field trips, and game day playdates are just a few of the extraordinary programs provided by the Lincoln Children's Museum. When you spend a day with your family at the Lincoln Children's Museum, your child's mind can explore while enjoying the many interactive exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new Delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and two entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and braised tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Looking forecast for today, a chance of showers with patchy fog, otherwise cloudy skies and light winds, with the high around 56. Tonight we'll see decreasing cloud cover with light winds and a low around 42. And tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be windy with an afternoon high around 50. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
I should laugh at him. Yeah, Eric's funny. I'm not even going to give him the time of the day. I got a question from Bill and Bennett. He said, if we finish the season losing the Iowa in the bowl game, do you think Matt Rule is sitting on the hot seat? Well, not really. You got a guy that's Troy Danny that believes in him, sign him to a couple more years on a contract. I think next year, if we have a 4-8 campaign, then you got to start thinking about that. I mean, I'm not worried about the 27 class. Either they going to be there or not. We have to worry about what Nebraska does next year. We can't worry about the 27 class. Yeah, it's a gut rich feeling, Bach, when you lose a game like this, especially to a 4-6 Penn State team. I think this leaves a bad taste in our mouth. Try to move on quickly, which we have to do because Iowa's not going to play with you in any kind of fashion. They're going to come to play old school football, tough man football. They're going to try to basically use the same thing as Penn State did and Minnesota did to shock us. So we have to look forward to that coming Friday. 11 o'clock game, so hopefully they're ready. Don't eat too much turkey.
It is. I do think it's interesting though, that question, because I think it's. I don't know about hot seat, but it starts to heat up.
Yeah, it warms up. Yeah, it's a seat warmer.
Yeah, it would definitely it'd make for an uncomfortable offseason. Of course, Nebraska always wins the offseason. You can kind of talk yourself into it. But again, I mean, part of the reason I saw Jim Rose tweet out about this too, that the season is starting to disappoint. 8-4 would be a good record, but if you don't win against Iowa and you finish 7-5, of course, that's only one game better than last season. And it really was the opportunity of all opportunities for the road games. Again, Jim Rose tweeting this out, so I want to give him credit for this. But, your road games this year were Maryland, Minnesota, mostly empty UCLA, and big, I won't say mostly empty, but maybe half full Penn State. I mean, this was the opportunity, especially for road games. I mean, Cincinnati, I guess, technically a road game, was a home stadium, was basically a home atmosphere for you in Kansas City. You couldn't have asked for a much better schedule, especially when you consider Michigan, USC. I mean, the top 25 teams you did play, they're not top level top 25. They're kind of back end top 25. The Penn State game that everybody did say was, that was the one game that was going to be, one of the more challenging games on anybody's schedule, turned out not to be, again, as far as the optics of it going into the game. Walk out of it. I mean, maybe nobody would have been surprised preseason. He said Nebraska would lose 37-10 in Happy Valley. But once you got there, it wasn't what we had imagined. So it's just that schedule gets so much more difficult. And again, that's the problem I think is starting to make itself clear, is that Nebraska is just really struggled to beat too many teams. We know over the last 10 years, but even now into the Matt Rule era, and we're going to have 3 years of data now, teams that have winning records. Northwestern and Cincinnati, again, will be the wins this year for Nebraska. And again, those are solid wins. I'm not arguing against that, but that's not Nebraska. You're not gonna brag about beating Northwestern and Cincinnati, who technically have winning seasons, right? So I do think it heats up a little bit. And it's interesting with this Iowa game too, is that, because initially when I hear that question, I think, well, clearly when you look at the Penn State game, it's not just whether you win or lose, it's how you lose. And that can be the case. I mean, if you get blitzed by Iowa, absolutely. But really at this point, a loss in Iowa, it doesn't really matter how you lose, because it's been so frustrating. You've lost just about every way you can to Iowa, for the last several years. So, I mean, it's interesting. And if you lose to Iowa too, I don't know how much a bowl game can do. It can certainly change the feeling. We'll be weeks away from it at that point. But again, bowl games these days are a bit different. They're not kind of so much of a statement on what your season was. It's kind of here's the skeleton version of this team against the Frankenstein version of that team, and some players are going to be sitting out, and some people are going to be thinking about the transfer portal already, and so it's the bowl games are just kind of hard to place anyway. That's why I think there's so much significance on this Iowa game, and who thought it would be any different, right? It always comes down to Iowa and Nebraska as a program, not just football. Basketball is the same way last year. It just seems to always come down to Iowa, and Iowa seems to get the better of Nebraska. So as much ill will or bad feelings there are right now about Matt Rule and these hot seat questions coming in is that if you beat Iowa, I mean, it completely changes the narrative of the season. Yes, there are going to still be those discussions with the Penn State and Minnesota games, and clearly you're going to have to kind of bring in some help up front on the transfer portal. But if you have an 8-4 season, that's what a lot of people like. That's kind of what was expected of Nebraska this year, and you can get some things done along the way, including beating Iowa, and that would be your third team, winning team that you would have beaten throughout the year. So you can kind of have an argument you're making some steps forward there. Can really change the narrative. So I mean, but that is opposed to losing to Iowa, and then you're just kind of stuck in this Penn State week feeling that we have right now. And then you'd be 7-5, technically better than a year before, but again, with arguably an easier schedule, and more November woes, right? So it's crazy how much we can kind of put on one game and how much it kind of comes down to. But I think Iowa kind of makes or breaks whether this is too much of a successful season, right? I mean, if you lose it, sure, you technically again did win one more regular season game, but that's not a year 3 jump. That's a year 3 fall forward. 8-4 would certainly be not the jump, but a step forward.
Yeah, what an easy schedule though, Bob.
Right.
It wasn't that. I mean, schedule wise, it was pancake easy this year. 3803 says in Texas. He says, I see 3 types of players on this team: players that consistently perform, players that refuse to perform consistently, players that can't perform consistently. But you spend mediocre money on your roster, you get mediocre results and mediocre players. You're right. You're right about that. Have to be more tougher. I mean, that starts with coaching tougher. I mean, most of these guys, you have coming in here are transfer guys that have been to 2 or 3 programs and took the same attitude with them. So sometimes you got to change the attitude of the guys and make things a little harder for them, and keep the "I love you" part out your mouth until they're done playing for you. But Johnny Corley says 8-4 is a bit of a reach for this group as it stands.
It depends. I mean, and again, this loss against Penn State kind of gets you questioning all sorts of things about the coaching, about the talent level, about, obviously we know this is a younger team. But I think 8, I mean, you're right where I predicted they would be. I said 8 wins, playing for such against Iowa usually is how it's going to come down to. So it's not necessarily that they're not on track. And somebody else, somebody pointed into, that it's year 3, it's going to take longer, all that sort of stuff, and people need to have patience, and there is room for that. But again, that's kind of a feeling before this past week against Penn State, is that you are at least feeling like you're taking those strides and you're taking steps forward and building to what you're going to be, right? As it stands here next year, what's Nebraska's offense going to look like midway through next year? I have no clue, because it's tough to see their identity. Of course, you got to get Emmett Johnson questions and all that, so it's tough to really know in general. But
yeah, we've got to figure out some coaches' standpoint at the end of the season, because some things got to change. I mean, you can't go back with the same group. I mean, probably looks good on paper, but doesn't sound good. I mean, we all know one spot that needs to be changed. I can think of 2 more spots that needs to be changed, but that we're young stuff that doesn't. I mean, there's a lot of teams young out here.
Well,
I mean,
and yeah, you've got a young roster, but you're in year 3.
Yeah,
you're going to be in year 4.
Yeah, you're not physical.
So if you're young and not physical, that's on you. You should have done it by now.
Yeah. You got to make them. You got to make them physical as a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make them physical. If you plan on putting a player in the game, you got to make sure he's physical. I mean, this is what did Matt Rule say a couple of weeks ago? Too many what? What did he say? Not prima donnas, but what did he say? It was people with
I'm not sure. He says a lot.
Yeah, he said a
I
lot.
don't remember.
But I forgot what he had said, but yeah, if you take the young part out of it, because now you're going into where a guy's a junior. If you don't get it when you're a junior, you're not going to get it. I mean, Dylan's coming back for his junior year, hopefully. I mean, as we know right now, but you know, what is Emmett going to do? We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose Emmett, you lose 80% of that offense. We've recruited linemen 2 to 3 years now and haven't seen not one new guy step up. The Sledges, the guys that we've recruited. Entitlement. That's it. And I think that's what's probably wrong with this team is too entitled. You give them too much stuff that it's not football. You know, that's one thing. It's not. I can tell you, it's not football. You got to make it harder for them, Bob. You got to make it harder for them. You got to bust them out.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't create a culture of toughness with everything, kind of being handed. Again, it's part of a tough place if you're a college coach right now, because it's everywhere. You've got to compete NIL wise. You've got to compete, rev share wise. And so you're going to have to pay top level athletes to come in and be part of it. But along with that, are you going to get entitlement with several of those players? It's going to be tough not to in certain scenarios. But again, you go to these so many different programs across the Midwest that that kind of embrace that toughness and realize that's going to be part of their game. And Nebraska just hasn't been able to build it. I don't think you can just say all of a sudden 1 week, hey, we're going to be a tough-nosed football team now. It's got to be in the off season. It's got to be in the years before, to be honest with you. But he's got to practice that, and you got to build into it. You can't just
that has to be installed in year one.
Yeah,
and day one. That's one thing you have to do is when you talk about trenches and being physical. I mean, you got to do that every day. You got to have that period of practice where, hey, this is the toughest part of practice right here. This is the most physical part of practice. Are you up for it? I mean, I was up for every Wednesday because I wanted to stop our offense. You know why, Bob? Because they was in the damn paper too much. They got more props than we did. And guess what? We went out there and kicked their butt. Then we started getting props. So you got to make it physical for everybody, not just one part of the team. Every part of the team. 93.7 the ticket. Bock The Blackshirt. I think we're done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening to Bock The Blackshirt. We'll see you tomorrow. Eric, I'll see you in a little bit.